The 12 hard truths of the leader at the top. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear if you want to be the respected, effective, and most importantly, a positive impact creator as a leader. Hard truth number one, you will have doubts and fears, but you can never show them. This is contrary to current popular leadership advice. Be vulnerable, share your feelings. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can have these doubts and fears, but you cannot talk about them or show them to your team. Your team needs you to show up with confidence and optimism every day as their leader. Now, you personally must work through these doubts and fears, whether you do it on your own and or with the help of a trusted advisor, a mentor, a coach, a therapist, a spiritual advisor, a trusted friend or family member. Work through your doubts and fears with them. Don't bring them to your leadership. Hard truth number two, you must be equally comfortable flying at 50,000 feet in a jet fighter. That means strategic thinking and big picture vision, and walking the trenches, meaning understanding the day-to-day task of your team members. So as a leader, you must spend time thinking strategically about the big picture, about big goals and where your organization is going. And you must be equally comfortable doing the day-to-day task. You must spend a little bit of your time in the trenches, on the front lines, talking to your team members. In the military, they call it troop welfare. In sports, they call it being a player's coach. In business, they call it managing by walking around. But you want to be out there in the trenches doing the work and be comfortable doing that. Hard truth number three, you will often receive little to no credit when things go right, and most or all of the blame when things go wrong. Accept it like you chose it. It's not easy being a leader, especially the top leader. And these rules, these truths apply to a CEO of a business, a manager of a business, a coach of a sports team, a parent in a family, a military leader, a police chief. They all apply to any of these high impact top leadership positions, both personally and professionally. Now, you're not going to get a lot of credit and you'll receive most or all the blame. So just accept it. In boxing, we say that the punch that we don't see coming is the one that hurts us the most. Well, when you get the blame, you need to see this coming before it happens so it doesn't knock you down. You just have to accept it. And you must give yourself credit. Don't expect it externally. You must regularly give yourself credit for the things that you are doing right. Hard truth number four, you will have to make tough decisions and unpopular moves that may seriously affect the lives of others. You're going to have to make unpopular decisions, tough decisions. Just make sure you get it right. How do you make sure you get it right? Well, there's a few ways. Number one, have a trusted advisor, dream team once again, of mentors and coaches and people you respect and admire outside the organization that you can go to for advice and say, here's the decision I'm thinking about making. Tell me, am I right, wrong, crazy, accurate? Get that external feedback from your personal board of directors, your dream team. And then make the decision and deliver it in a humane way, a respectful way to the organization or its individual team members. Number five, you will have to end relationships and part ways with people whom you care about. Sometimes as a leader of an organization, you're a CEO, a manager, a police chief, a coach of a sports team, you have to end a relationship with someone who's on your team. That's the hard truth of this. The key is make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Again, get external feedback on what you're thinking in terms of, am I right? Am I accurate in this? Am I wrong? Am I off the mark? And do it in a way that lets the person keep their dignity. Do it one-on-one. Don't embarrass them. Don't badmouth them after the fact or before the fact. Do it respectfully. Do it with love. But you will have to make hard decisions. Number six, you are always on stage and always under the microscope, both at work and outside of work. Leading by example is one of the most important things we can do as a leader, whether we are a mom, a dad, a school teacher, a sports coach, a CEO. I believe there's a level above that, and that is not leading by example, but living by example. How you do anything is how you do everything. So inside and outside of work, live to the highest standards, meaning give your best effort, be kind and useful to others, do hard things, learn every day and grow. Number 7, because you are in a high profile position, everything you say or do is amplified 10 times bigger. Accept it like you chose it. Everything that you say to your team members will be amplified. The praise that you give people will be amplified times 10, and also the criticism you give to people. Right? So be mindful, be accurate in that criticism. If you vent or complain about your situation, the company situation, that gets amplified times 10. Your doubts and fears get amplified times 10. So be very, very mindful that you are always, everything you say or do is under the microscope. So be mindful of your appearance, what you say, what you don't say. It all gets magnified. Number 8, you are not allowed to have bad days or off days. And if you have them, you will be judged poorly. As a leader, you're only good as your last day. Right? So every day you wake up, you have to re-earn the respect and trust of your team. You cannot have bad days. You can have, again, doubts and fears. You could feel under the weather. You could have things going on personally. That's about you. When you're in a leadership position, it's about them and the people you're leading and what they need from you. So again, just make that decision. I can't show my bad days. I need to have tools to work through this. One of my favorite tools is Relentless Solution Focus by Dr. Jason Selk. And I strongly suggest you pick up the book of the same title, Relentless Solution Focus. Number 9, your energy, attitude, mood, and speed is your team's energy, attitude, mood, and speed. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Your positive energy is their positive energy. So your confidence is their confidence. So always be mindful of that. Number 10, you will only be as good as your top lieutenants. The quality of a leader is judged by their inner circle. So make sure you're picking the right top lieutenants, the top leaders on your team, because you will be judged by them. Make sure they live and uphold the highest standards. They live by example. They are kind and useful to others. They give their best effort every day. Number 11, you will be judged as a leader by the lowest 5% of performers and the poorest attitudes in the organization, and not by the top 5% of performers. So you must continuously address the bottom 5% of your performers, right? In terms of their attitude and or performance. You must address them, coach them up, love them up, and sometimes make a difficult decision of making a change. Lastly, number 12, it's lonely at the top. You should not be looking for close friends within the organization. Your people do not need another friend. They need a leader. That doesn't mean you don't care about them, serve them, prioritize the success and happiness of each and every one of your team members. Your people do not need another friend. They're looking for a leader, someone who sets a strong direction, who sets high standards, who's confident and optimistic, and knows how to win, right? Has a winning game plan that's simple and effective, right? Identify which one of these you need to improve the most and start working on it. Those are the 12 hard truths. I wish you a elevated life of success, happiness, and positive impact.